or been affected by your fisheries. That event can be anything, environment or the socials. So you put that event into the cards, just one event to one card, okay? And you already have this one, the flip chart papers. So you draw the line. That's line going to be represent at the time. Okay, and my colleague going to assist you group by group in order to make the historical timeline.
Latest regulation act.
Fine. That's all.
That was 1980 in India. The first one in Kerala. Yeah.
ก็อันนี้ปี 2014 มากย้อนไป5 ปีมีลาวมีอะไรมาอะไรอย่างเงี้ยจนถึงการกฎหมาย
Hanya di Indonesia ini Indonesia, bukan dan catatan kita harus pakai TED.
Dia akan datang. Kita akan datang.
Effect or mean effect. Anong pangalan? Fisheries Code of 1999.
Fisheries Code.
Really long history. Thailand 1947 follow you.
Anything have been changed from your times? Okay? So everyone please stand up. Please stand up a little. Yes, move a little bit. Yeah, and who will be the first group to give explanation to your colleague? This group? Who will be the first group for others to visit? This group. Okay, so please come here and let's see.
The declaration of Presidential Decree 704 that we are using the 7 fathoms deep and 7 kilometers away from the shore. We have the development of high opening trawl fisheries in 1985. So there are so many trawl fishing boats in the Philippines. So we have identified there are so many trawl fishing grounds in the Philippines at that time. So almost, John, how many commercial trawlers at that time in the Philippines? 15 kilometers away from the shore to each and every municipalities in the Philippines would have to have the 7 kilometers as the municipal waters way back in 1991. So the map 15 from 7 kilometers to 15 shorelines from the shorelines to that area. So invitation of CCRF, Code of Conduct of Responsible Fisheries, we adopted the Philippines for these activities in 1975.
Through the President Decree, we changed the name Trawl become Pukat Uda. And at 2004, we have new development of fishing gear modification from Trawl. We call it fishnet in Indonesia.
And after that, in 1993, we have regulate the aquaculture freshwater fishery laws. And also we have affected fishing vessel like disaster of tsunami, and in the year 2008, like the typhoon Nagi affected its impact on the marine fisheries.
The government start to open national market. So at that time, there are many foreign or international organizations and companies. They come to Vietnam to build up their business. But at that time, we still have abundant fishery resources, and of course, it's like a fishery law because we don't have many issues to care about at that time. But everything changed very much in 1997. Have a big problem because of national disaster, and many things changed after that. We try to enhance the concept of safety, but it really took many years to introduce the law of fishery in 2003. And 2 years later, we have ability to introduce the directive of safety at sea. It took a really long time.
India and Sri Lanka, as well as we got some information from Japan about the key events that changed the trawling in Sri Lanka and Indian waters. So what you see here in the very top is the use, and immediately after that we see the introduction of mechanized trawlers in Indian Ocean around India and Sri Lanka, more or less happening at the same time, affecting some of the fishing activities. Moving into 1980s, what you see is that the Marine Fisheries Regulation Act seen more or less a big change in the fishing activities starting in the early 80s. At the same time, moving into an ordinance of Sri Lanka being amended with the new schedules to protect some of the bycatch. And well, we couldn't remember the dates as such, but of course things like the upcoming of the WTO, World Trade Organization, Convention of Biological Diversity, CITES, a Code of Conduct of the Responsible Fishing in 1995, that is SEAFDEC. All these things more or less affected the trawl fishery in the area. Plus the coastal regulations on notification in India in 1999 or 1991.
We will change the center, but if any problem, maybe Dr. Bala help me. In Thailand, we separate three times. One is 1984 to 1994, and 1984 is area and season closer in three provinces in Bikhan, Chumpon, and Surat Thani. After that, oil visit is price of oil is very high. So fishery loss fishing and the product from marine is decreased. Okay, after that, and area and season closer in Chonburi, and 3 kilometer shoreline is to conservation area and bushnet. After that, limit mesh size 4%. The mesh size of percent 2.5 centimeter, and limit number of putnet and trawler and nesty in Thailand it had 5 times from 1983 to present. We have to build artificial reef every year. Okay, I think this is finished already. If any question, we have Dr. Mala, we have Mr. Piacho and Mr. Ganit. You can ask. Thank you, sir.
So it includes not only the environmental but also social, also the political and other aspects. So it helps us to see things easy and to see it clearly rather than to look on the book or paper, right? And then that's it for the historical timelines. And you also can see some linkage of each event in your life also in the historical physics class also. So right now we turn to the principles of the E-EAFM. So sorry that today you might have a little bit late for the coffee break, but we will not wait until you be sleepy. So, but we have a little bit late coffee break. Number 4 is a multiple objective, and follow with the cooperation and coordination. And the key principle number 6 is adaptive management. And for number 7, the key principle is precautionary approach. Key principles, they were set out in the FAO Code of Conduct for Responsible Fishery. And the third dimension is the political or the governance scale. So for this, have to look for who has the mandate to manage. And we also cannot ignore another scale. That one is a temporal scale. This need to consider for the change over the time. We can extreme it from the single species to the large marine ecosystem. And for the socio-economic scalings, we can extreme it from the village to the coastline. And governance, it can be from the single jurisdiction to the multiple jurisdictions. And for the temporals, it can be extreme from the long terms to from the short term to the long terms. Yeah, that's be the extreme of the scaling. So, for the reality of the scales, in reality, the scale at which the fishery management occur will be primarily determined by the existing political boundary, but there are some general socio-economic and ecological issues which if we consider, then this will help us to enlarge the mandates of the fishery management. So it is the best to work with a practical scale and the boundary. This is mean if the stock of fishing under the consideration should also be framed within the meaningful of the jurisdiction boundary. And also the challenge for this is getting the scale correct for the 4 dimensions. So you have about 5 minutes to discuss on this.
Okay, I would like to say Vietnamese opinion. The answer, of course, no, because in district or municipality scale, it cannot manage all fisheries, of course, because of many reasons such as lack of data, information, or little in a district, they cannot have an overall vision about fishery management. However, in Vietnam, we are applying the bottom-up approach. I would like to explain a bit more. That means we receive many suggestions and we welcome provincial officers to submit suggestions on their ideas, and many things is come from provincial scales. So the government will take care all of them and consider very carefully before they introduce a new law or some directive. So we really agree with the bottom-up approach, but we say no to district management.
This is mainly because the district level is administration is more for human administration. It's more out of convenience. But when we talk about the fisheries management, it should be the ecological setting or the ecosystem setting that is available in each area. The fishery is dependent on the ecological setting, and the management also in turn should be on the ecological or the ecosystem setting. So when you talk about that, I think we should try to delineate the different ecological units in an area, and for managing there should be I think there should be at the micro level, maybe village level or at the level of municipality, there should be representatives forming a overall governing council for that ecological area. And so this ecological area, it may be a small unit or it may be a larger unit depending on the setting. But I think at the same time, this arrangement also may not be sufficient if you talk about the migratory stocks. It may not be sufficient. So we have to think about a larger body simultaneously at the national level or at the regional level. There should be a larger body to control these type of stocks. I think that is the opinion that came out of our discussion. Thank you.
The reason of no. Maybe yesterday and today we learned about EA. So maybe management by district and municipality is not clear to manage fishery in ecosystem.
How to say, appropriate scaling to manage many fisheries. We also have to consider on what kind of fishing we going to manage, who is the fisher, something like that. Otherwise, it might not work effective enough. Yeah, how do you feel? It's a good participation? No? Why? Yes? Why? Yes. Oh, okay.
Talking to each other.
Okay.
Opinion of each other. Changing
Idea. Okay, talking to each other, changing opinions and ideas. And how about other opinions? Huh? Bottom up. So they talk to each other. Okay. Any others?
Human participation.
It's already a good atmosphere to ensure the participation. Huh? He said that it looked good pictures, but unfortunately that the facilitator wearing suit with very nice necktie. Yeah, that's one observe. Any other else? So when you go and work with the fishers, you would like to get some idea from them, so you wearing like that?
President really like the picture, all right?
Huh?
Yeah, and he will be explain like the picture.
Yeah, seems to be like he is explaining something because he is holding paper.
Yes.
Okay. Not for talking, but explaining.
Yes. Like a cartoon, yeah.
Like a cartoon. Yeah, so actually, I mean, this might not a very good or best atmospheres in order to come up with a active or very good participation. No? Seems to be the facilitator need to bake it a little bit to the participant, at least if he not wearing a very formal suit, and be simply and try to act like blending and be together. Perhaps the atmosphere will be much better and we can get a lot more information and active discussion rather than this. Yeah? So that's it, the principle number 3 which we talk about. Yeah, and this one, when we work for the E-EAFM, yeah, there are really many stakeholders involved, and this category is just only the example. Actually, we will have even many more, and we going to discuss more in the detail later on when we come up with the start of A and B. So you deal and get involved with many stakeholders. Okay. And the key principle number 4. That one is a multiple objective. So each sector or each of the resource user, they might have their own objective to do things so. and sometimes these objectives might conflict to each other. So we cannot ignore. We have to address that. We really have to make balance between those objectives. Okay. So with this, we require the stakeholder engagement and negotiation skills in order to cope up with good resolutions. Yeah. E-EAFM have to involve good cooperations and coordinations among many stakeholders, and even with the non-fishery sector as like the NGOs. It also can deal with, from the global to the nationals or even to the district level. So the cooperation and the coordination should be dealt not just only the horizontals, but also in the verticals. Also, even from the local governments up to the national governments, it really needs a good cooperation and coordinations. And for this, the thing which we can see here is also just only the examples of the main actors, and they also have the linkage to each others. So we can see from here, when we work for the fishery management, there are many stakeholders that affect or are affected by the fishery. We can see even from here, you see that it's coastal communities, you see the group of the fishers, you see the governments, which include the national, regional, local governments, and also the external agents. That's all, are involved and also includes, each have the link to each other. Yeah. And in order to have a very good achievements in cooperation and coordination with or within the institutions. So what should we do in order to come up with the good result or to achieve that? So this just only the example again. So as like talk to others. So line with the existing arrangements, yeah, and to share informations and work at harmonize with the work plans and also even the budgets. And in some time we also make like the memorandums of the understanding in order to binding the agreements. These just only the examples in the way or methods which we can achieve in a very good cooperation and coordinations within or across the institutions. So any other thing else which you can think about, or you can also just give your example or your case which you have the resonance regarding to this thing. Do you have any experience?
In stakeholder in a small scale fishery management in I don't remember the name of the province, but it's quite small province in Vietnam, and we try to apply E-EAFM concept to solve the problem. The government organized a meeting to talk to all stakeholders. So there was many problems happen in the meeting because fisher folks, they spoke out many issues. For example, if I were a fisherman, it's easy to say that my children need money to go to school, my children need food, but my family is very poor, so how can I build up a modern technology or modern vessel to go to offshore areas? I'm very poor, sorry, Mr. Governor, the governor officer cannot really or fully solve the problem in just a small scale in a small village. And this is a true story is happening in Vietnam, a developing country. And
more institutional cooperation, we'll also have to create enough of platforms for workshops like situations where they creating platforms for idea exchange and knowing each other's thing. Otherwise, most of the institutions work in isolated compartments. And not only that, I think we have to get a mandate from the higher levels. If it's a cooperative, if it's a department of environment, forests, with fisheries, they just come and sit in the meeting, but they don't take decisions because they don't have a mandate from the top. So maybe we'll have to also go up at the level to get a mandate that yes, certain areas you have to work, you've got mandate to work together. This policy can match with this institution can work with the other institution.
Resulted in failure of management. At the same time, a good linkage how it was successful. The failure is mentioned here in this module 4, page number 11, on Gulf of Mannar, where there is a Gulf of Mannar Bioreserve Trust which was promoted by the Ministry of Environment. That is in the southeast coast of India, between India and Sri Lanka. The Bioreserve Trust did not consult the Fisheries Department or the Revenue Department. Unilaterally, they announced the trust as a bioreserve. So there was a conflict of interest, and even now this has not been resolved. This is as far as a failure in the management system. But I would also like to mention how a proper linkage has helped in success of the management measure. I can quote the example again in the east coast of India, in the central east coast of India, where there is a Chilika Lake, which is a huge I think this is the largest backwater system in the country, Chilika Lake, which is a brackish water system. There is a Chilika